What's going on, everyone? I'm Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, and today I'm here to give you my review for Angry Birds Star Wars on the PlayStation Vita. And in terms of the story, it goes like this. In a galaxy far, far away... Wait a minute, there isn't a story added to this because all it is Angry Birds. As for the graphics, how was the overall graphics in Angry Birds Star Wars on the Vita? And I gotta say, the graphics look great. You have a really bright and colorful scenarios depending on what planet you're currently on, such as, for example, the video you're seeing is with Tatooine. You have the deep space, you have the Death Star, and many different scenarios within the Star Wars galaxy, all of which look great. And actually, no matter what version of the game you're playing, Angry Birds has always looked great, even on mobile devices. So let me go ahead and go over the gameplay within Angry Birds Star Wars. Now the gameplay is very simple and easy to understand, but before I get to that, let me go ahead and explain how the controls work on the PlayStation Vita. Now there are two ways to fling the birds across the screen. Option number one is using the left analog stick, however the left analog stick is extremely sensitive and will always throw your aim off. Option number two is using the touchscreen interface to fling the birds across the screen, which I would highly recommend because then your shots will be much more precise and always in the location in which you want to hit. Also too, you're able to zoom in and out of the screen to kind of see the area of what you want to hit at. In order to do that, you have to pinch the screen on the PlayStation Vita by pinching up to zoom out and pinching in to zoom back in. Very simple like that, and of course to use the abilities, all you have to do is just tap the touchscreen and there you go. Now the gameplay is very simple. All you have to do is to launch your different Angry Birds across the screen and to knock down all the enemy pigs on the other side in order to proceed to the next level. Now of course at the end of each level, every time you complete them, you earn a variety of different stars. So one of the things you really want to go for is try to get all 3 stars and of course and all that fun stuff. Because every time you achieve 3 stars, you're going to earn some concept art and some other goodies within the game. Basically like little collectibles within the game, which is really cool. Now this version is Star Wars themed, so which means you don't have the basic concept of Angry Birds. These ones have Star Wars abilities. For example, the red Angry Bird representing Luke Skywalker has the ability to use the lightsaber, which can basically tear anything in its path. You have the black Angry Bird, which will resemble Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is able to use Force Push. You have the yellow Angry Bird, which has the appearance of Han Solo, is able to use the blaster pistol. And yes, Han did shoot first within this game. And so on. So like I said, each bird has their own different abilities, and of course you also have this little cheap gadget which allows you to call in the Millennium Falcon. So maybe you're struggling on a level in which you cannot pass and it's just starting to tick you off. All you have to do is to select the Millennium Falcon, launch that, and the Falcon is basically going to destroy anything within its path. And after you earn a certain number of stars, you gain more abilities to use the Millennium Falcon. Pretty simple as that. Like I said, you know, the higher score you get to unlock stickers and concept art within the game, which I think is really cool. But the premise is really simple. Like I said, just defeat all the enemy pigs on the other side in order to proceed, and there's a lot of levels in which have their own different challenges. As for the sound, how was the sound within the game? And I gotta say, the sound was also really good. Of course, this game doesn't have any voice acting, so there's not a lot in terms of the actual sounds within the game. All you have is basically background music that plays, and of course the music on the main menu. You have the sound effects when everything starts crashing down every time you knock down enemy towers, and of course the sounds of the Angry Birds flinging across and their different abilities. But the sound effects are pretty much basic, but it gets the job done. I don't really have any complaints in terms of the sound department within the game. Just overall, it sounds really good, and I know they took the original concept of the Star Wars theme songs and kind of threw in like an Angry Bird remix to it, so it kind of has its own personal theme to it. But overall, the sound within the game is pretty good. As for the lifespan, what kind of lifespan do we see in a game like this? To me, this game has a really good lifespan. Here's why. Because it's one of those type of games while you're waiting to go do something, maybe waiting in line, that you could easily pop in, easily play a few levels, and it's going to help you make time go by faster. For example, for my instance, the other day I was over at Disneyland, and I had to wait in a line that said about 60 minutes. And for me, waiting in line gets really boring. So instead, I popped out my PlayStation Vita, popped in Angry Birds Star Wars, and next thing you know, I was ready to go in line for Indiana Jones. So it's pretty much simple like that. It's just something you could easily pop in, enjoy a few levels while you're just waiting in general, and then you could just easily turn it off or continue where you left off, you know, with the quick launch out. But overall, to me, the lifespan within the game is really good. Just at the high price it's currently selling, I wouldn't recommend spending $40 or even $50 on this game, especially since you could get it for extremely cheap on your iPhone or just a phone app in general. As for the innovative, was there anything new here, or was this something that we already seen before? Well, they already took a premise in which was already established in the original Angry Birds, instead gave it a Star Wars theme and different abilities for the birds, which I think is innovative enough. I really like the Star Wars theme to it, because for me, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so this is the type of game in which I really enjoyed. But in the end, I'm going to give Angry Birds Star Wars a 9.5 out of 10. Just like I said, right now with the high price it's currently at, about $40 to $50 depending on which platform you get it on, I wouldn't really recommend spending that much money. I would recommend for a price drop, or if you have an iPhone or iDevice in general, you could get it for an extremely low price for about $1 to $5. But like I said, the game is a ton of fun, so once you see the game drop in price, I would highly recommend it you pick it up on your PlayStation Vita. Anyways, I'm Sir James from Gamerfuzion, and remember, Gamerfuzion empowers your gaming.